we have to stop right now. I was liking Miss King, but she not. I'm still liking her and the other beauties in there. But before you go on, we have Lady B in here. Do you need to say something to us? Are you shy today?
Okay, well, you got to get to
Miss
Hey,
Corinne.
come on, Corinne, talk to now. Corinne, you got to tell us first, because what we basically doing. We have other people from other shows, and she has her own show. So I want you to real quick tell us about the show, and then answer the question. All right?
Well, you got your girl, Miss B, and I'm from two different views in the house. And what we do is we come with two different perspectives. It's my daughter and I. It's like we always at one another. She talk about the way things are going on now, and I talk about from the old days. I'm from the old school.
We all
so
are
we
being
we always kind of like combating each other.
So what time does the show come on?
It's come on. I show it from every Tuesday from 7 to 8 p.m.
Okay, so what's your question?
My question to you: have you ever known a married woman to be the side chick?
Ooh, have I ever known a married woman to be the side chick?
Yeah.
Okay, so do you mean she's married and she's creeping with another man? Or, well, she's the side. Well, actually, since I've published this blog, I've received tons of emails from different women sharing their stories with me, asking for advice. And I do recall one woman, she says, this man, he's married, and the wife knows about her, and she has an illness, the wife, so that's why he's staying with her, but he does everything for her. And so she posed a question to me, well, he said he would marry me if his wife was to pass or anything. So, she's receiving a lot of
Felicia,
benefits.
you seem like you was nodding your head on that, so
that's wrong.
You were nodding your head on that, so you know.
No, I know exactly what.
No, go ahead.
I know exactly what you're talking about. And this is Felicia Houston. And I will say I know several wives who are side chicks. And just recently we had a wives' night out, and we were talking about scandal and the different scandals. And one of the ladies was talking to one of the young girls, and she was like, what if I met this guy and he's married? And the married lady said, that's okay, because when I met my husband, I was married.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Oh, no.
And these wasn't Christian people. Tell me they wasn't Christian people.
Yeah, I ain't going to tell you what church they went to.
Okay. Ooh, Lord. Help them, Jesus. We got some water we got to sprinkle on them. Tracy, you got something you want to say?
Another direction to that same question is the married woman. That's right. We're talking about the married woman, right? That's right. The married woman, she is the main woman because the man's just more into her than he is to his wife.
All righty. I got all these women in here. I'm going to have to have a man's perspective in a second. But, baby, I want you to go to your next question, because this is going to be a part 2, part 3 show already, I can see.
So get ready.
You'll be seeing this one on the television thing we'll be doing as well. So go ahead and
this
talk.
next question is, what makes a woman desire to become number 2? Because no matter how we spin it, the side chick is number 2. So don't get it twisted, ladies. You are number 2.
Yeah, okay. She's going for number 1. She's just in that position right now.
Right now,
but Miss King,
stay in
talk
your
to
lane,
me. Talk
number
to me.
2.
I don't think a lot of side chicks see themselves as number 2.
I don't think
But see,
so
the
either.
fact is, you are number 2.
Okay, but we know what you're talking about over here, Mrs. I got to get the facts. But let her tell you, you ain't got to worry about no number 2, because you 1, 2, 3, 755. So don't worry about that. But talk to me, because we know that the side chick don't think of herself as number 2. She just ain't in the position she wants to be in yet.
Exactly, and I don't think any woman goes after being number 2. In her mind, she's number 1. She has your man calling her. He's giving her money. He's taking care of her bills. He wants to sleep with her. So in her mind, I'm number 1. I'm what he wants. He doesn't want you. And that's been a lot of the attitude of people who've been contacting me who are mistresses. They have that attitude. He really wants me. He's just with her because he's legally just married to her. He doesn't want to be with me. And I think women, we're emotional creatures. And I feel like once we have a man's emotions, or we think we've captured his heart, that feels like the ultimate prize rather than a title. And so I think it goes back down to having that hope. I hope to one day become number 1.
Now, I was just going to add something that one day I posted on Facebook, and I posted about the side chick, and I said, I know the side chick needs prayer, but I ain't there yet. And I got he was still working on me. I'm there now, but I wasn't there that day. And I got about 400 different responses to that, and a lot of side chicks inboxed me. And they said the opposite of what she said. They were like, I don't desire to be number
There you
one.
go.
I'm cool at
There
number
she
two.
go.
Because
Yes.
number two is better than number one. Because number two don't have to deal with all his mess.
Yes.
I don't have to deal with his foolishness.
They the fantasy.
Wait a minute, though.
Wait, that
But
is
let me
true.
tell
I
you
did
something.
hear that
Okay,
before.
that sounds good, but she still wants to be the number one.
That's what I think.
She just she don't mind being in that position right now because she getting what she want. After a while, she gonna want to be number one, and that number one. One of the reasons why, and I'm gonna just say this to you. You know, we still a religious show here, but we gonna break it down because this show is to know our glory. You got to know our backstory. One of the reasons why the chick don't want to be number one yet, because you said it, she don't want to pay the cost. But eventually, she's gonna want a little bit more. And she's going to want that other person to have a little bit less.
Exactly.
And every time that person gets a little bit more and that other person gets a little bit less, then she's moving into that position. Anybody that wants to stay at number two will probably fall down to number three.
My hand is up. Miss Chantel, do they need to be on the couch? The number two? Not the bed, but do they need to be on the couch with you to talk to you?
Absolutely, because at the root of being second place is some low self-esteem issues.
Yes.
You have to not think as highly of yourself as you should if you settle for being someone's second anything.
Sloppy second.
Right. So you want to be the first at whatever you do, whatever you go at in life, you want to be number one. So being number two means that there's something going on inside of me that I need to check.
Mm-hmm. And on the real tip, on the real tip, number twos, this is for you out here. Number one's the main. I don't care. They're the reality.
Okay, everybody know that woman.
Let me do what I need to do.
Make it
sweetheart.
plain. Make it plain.
Okay, let's make it plain here. Number ones are the reality, and there's nothing wrong with that because you number two, you the fantasy. Yeah, most men love that because they don't have to deal with the children, the heartaches. You come home, this and that. But it's majority rule. It's only two people I know that marry the trick on the side.
Let me tell you something. Number two, show your worth, girl. Just show your worth.
Be bold and call in.
You know,
Read the blog.
read the blog. Let me tell you. Let me just cut this down because we got to go to her because we almost at commercial break. We're gonna talk about some Jesus in this thing in a little bit because number one and number two need Jesus because number one need Jesus because her relationship is in danger. Y'all listen up now. I'm still on the show. Come on. This is a man's world. Number one needs some help because her relationship is in danger. Number two needs some help because she needs to find a man that makes her number one. And so they both need Jesus in some kind of scenario. But let's get back to the questions for Mrs. King because we got to go to a new shoot. A new thing different on this in a few seconds. So come on, throw that other question out there.
This other question is, since we sort of touched on, do you think the other woman hold more power than the wife or the girlfriend? And from what you said, you think that number two holds a lot more power?
Oh, no, absolutely not. I think number one holds more power. Legally, the wife, she holds more power legally.
Yes.
And at the end of the day, he married her.
Thank you.
And 9 times out of 10, a man who is cheating on his wife, he usually doesn't marry the side piece. He usually sticks for his wife. When the wife is about to leave, he usually, I will stop and do whatever I need to do. So I definitely think the wife holds more power.
I do too.
Absolutely, because if he dies...
Hello.
Oh, come on. You know, now what does the Bible says? Where your heart is, there shall your treasures be also. If that man, we're going to be real here. If that man.
Who's on the life insurance policy?
Okay, that's fine.
Thank you.
You might have some power with some financial things. But you know,
that's what
life
happened when
insurance
he
can
dated.
be changed. A man could change a life insurance. We're going to be real here now.
But most of the
man
time,
could change the
don't.
life insurance. But they
don't
may
think
not.
that. They don't even think that.
They don't think that.
like
This
women.
is what, right.
They're
This
going to
is
be
what I'm
thinking
saying
of that to
the
today.
side- To the side chicks.
They're going to be thinking of that to
I'm like,
today.
you're the side
So
chick,
you
but-
all are basically saying that the wife has more power in the relationship, even though the side chick is getting more attention.
Under the eyes of the Lord, the wife
Oh,
rules.
Jesus, here we
you
come.
You said we bringing God in it.
Okay, we go under the eyes of the Lord, but
favor because of his wife, not his side chick.
Thank you.
All right. Well, okay. So now they want me to get dirty. The preacher's got to get dirty here because I'm gonna tell you something. On the eyes of the Lord, there shouldn't be a side chick anyway.
Right,
but since there is,
that's why
let's keep it real.
Okay.
There has been many situations, y'all just ain't talking about it, where the side chick has moved out the number one chick and got the insurance and everything else. You need to look at 60 Minutes in 2020 sometimes, baby. I'm telling you.
Well,
You need to look at it. But we do
understand
understand that, people need Jesus and stuff like that. We're going to get that on the second half. But go ask your next question because we got about 4 minutes before the break.
Okay. Are there different levels of side chicks?
Absolutely.
I mean, okay. Did Angel say something?
Is there an echo?
Oh.
Go ahead, Miss King.
There's definitely different levels of side chicks. You have a woman, she could just be messing with your man emotionally, physically, mentally. And then what I talked about, the new side chick, where you're not involved with a man who's in a committed relationship. You're just staying by his side. You're like just that old leftover meal. You're just there. In the refrigerator. He don't want you. He doesn't want you. But it's definitely different levels because a man, he can cheat without having sex with another woman. He can confide in another woman. He can be giving her money, taking care of her family and everything. To me, that's cheating because I'm not going to tolerate that in my marriage. So there's definitely different levels. It goes beyond the physical.
Man, we got so much side conversation around. We're going to start calling the side chick conversation in a second. We got people over here having conversations off the show about side chicks. But you know what? You was going to say something else, baby.
Yeah, what I was going to say, and my understanding doing this research, because Ms. King made me study a little bit harder here. You do have your typical side chick, the mistress. And then you have the one that's, I'm thinking I'm the main chick. But yet I'm not good enough to marry you. I'm not good enough for you to take home. I'm not good enough to bear your children. But when I'm telling you, like I said, man will show you better than he'll tell you. And women, we have to pay attention because we would be in this relationship as the side chick for 5 or 6 years trying to figure out, what's wrong with me when it's nothing wrong with you.
Hey, did we ever get those telephone numbers out to call? We've been tweeting it, so let's get that telephone number out real quick to call. Somebody need to call in about this side chick conversation. This is too hot.
312-754-4333.
Hey, I want to thank Miss King over there because, a lot of these young ladies don't realize that the man don't have to have another woman for you to be the side chick.
Exactly.
You could be there supporting him, with him, doing everything that you can for him because you think that you're in a committed relationship with him. Mm-hmm. He's told you that he's not interested in it. And I think one of your things says that a man will do anything he has to if he wants you to be his woman, but he will come up with any excuse he wants to if he don't want you to come up. But when that man comes to you straight on and say, hey, I'm really not interested in you, right now, and I got some things to get together. You need to start seeing some warning signs that maybe this may not be the man for you. And so what I want to ask you just real quick, I got about 30 seconds. How does a woman break away from being the side chick?
Well, I had to break away from being a side chick. And what I did, I wrote my little letter, just got everything off my chest, and I said, bye. It's your loss at the end of the day. And I did blog about the new side chick part 2, but I can't leave them. And I discuss how you can move on to it. First, you have to accept your feelings, your hurt, because a lot of times we're like, oh my gosh, it's our pride in a way that I was a side chick, but accept it. Then after that, you need to go to God. You need to go to God and ask Him to help you and to heal you.
Right.
And I think it's a lot of self-reflecting and evaluating. You have to see yourself as a queen. And when I realized my worth and that I'm an amazing woman and it's really His loss, then I was like, bye.
Hey, man. See, that's what I'm talking about.
And after that, I've met different men who were way better. So,
okay.
Hey, man. See, and that's what I'm talking about. You find out that, all this stuff we talking about, you have to have some God in your life. And we're going to talk on the next half hour to some anointed women that know about having God in their life. And I love one thing about Felicia. Felicia's real. She'll tell you about something. Hey, some of us women out there need to find Jesus even though we think we know Jesus.
That's right.
Hey, this is the Let's Stay Together show. Come back right after the break, after these identification breaks. We'll see you soon.
Hello, this is Leon Finney, your host of Another Perspective on UrbanBroadcastMedia.com. We are the voice of Black America. Join me and my guests every Saturday from 4 to 5 p.m. as we discuss the issues that impact Black America. Tune in to UBM Talk on UrbanBroadcastMedia.com, the simulcast on our affiliate station WBON 1690 AM. That's Another Perspective.